Mama and Papa. Down the road I look, and there runs Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Then I awake and look around me at 4 gray walls that surround me. And then I realize, yes, I was only dreaming. For you see, there's a God, and there is a sad old padre. Arm in arm, we'll walk at daybreak. Then I will touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree as they lay me neath the green, green grass of home. Are we still on?
Yeah.
Because I see a fella going, I thought he was going to cut my throat. No, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to say that it is a pleasure for me to be able to be here tonight for Jerry and his kids. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's called Hurry Up and Wait. I awakened this morning, I was filled with despair. All my dreams turned to ashes, now they're gone. As I looked at my life, it was barren and so bare. Without love, I had nothing, nothing at all. Without love, I had nothing. Without love, I had nothing, nothing at all. I had conquered the world, but what then did I have? Without love, I had nothing, nothing at all. I once had a sweetheart who loved only me. There was nothing that she would not give. I planned to her goodness, but I just could not see that a heart without love cannot live. Without love, I had nothing. Without love, I had nothing, nothing at all. I had conquered the world, but what then did I have? Without love,
it's the Jerry Lewis Telethon. Coming up soon, we'll be joining George Burns in his dressing room here at Caesar's Palace. Going to Niagara Falls Convention and Civic Center to hear Leon Iglesias. And from the Nebraska State Fair, we'll be meeting the inspirational Amy Grant. And Tony Orlando's going to stick around.
I'm Darla Hofer and Hartford Buzzard, and please pledge.
Good evening, I'm Dick Goddard.
And I'm Robin Swoboda.
And welcome to local headquarters for the 1986 Jerry Lewis Telethon.
We're live from Stouffer's Inn on the Square in downtown Cleveland.
They share for their dreams. Let's stand together, keep the ball rolling on, you and I.
I consider this a successful start already because we just came down 25 steps
25
without taking a header. Thanks a lot. We're going to have entertainment for you tonight. There are 200 stations on this year's Love Network. Last year, a little over $33 million was made. We hope to do better than that. We have a goal locally here. That may be a little too much, but we sure are going to try.
For $1 million. Our number to call is 579-1234. They have been ringing while we've been out in Las Vegas, but we want you to know that we will be here the entire amount of time during the telethon to take your calls at 579-1234. We do have other numbers for outlying areas. They will be shown on the screen, and we want to hear from you.
We're going to go till 6:30 tomorrow evening. Behind us, you're going to see telephone volunteers. In this case, the first two rows are the telephone pioneers. Hi, Prez, Nancy Snavely. And in the last two rows, we have United Airlines employees. And everyone you're going to see on the phone banks tonight or tomorrow as well will be volunteers, as is the case with everyone here.
Yeah. I want to point that out, that we're all volunteering our time, and we need help from you, too.
I am going to be talking now with a young man you met last year, and he charmed all of us. His name is Damian Claudio, and he is this year's Northeast Ohio poster child. Let's have a nice welcome for Damian Claudio. And if you joined us at all last year, this guy won all our hearts. Hi, Damian. Good to see you. How are you doing?
Okay.
You are now about 8.
Yeah, in September I'll be 9.
Well, we want to plug that because there may be some presents so we can collect en route. We had a great time back on, I believe it was August 3rd, did we not?
Yes. We had a big black party.
Uh-huh.
It was for MDA.
Right, and that was right on the Damien Street, and I understand we did raise a lot of money for the MD.
Yes, we raised $500.
Oh, that's great. Let's have a nice hand now for what these folks did. This is one of the carnivals that many people in Northeast Ohio conducted during the course of the summer in order to raise money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. We'll be talking with Damian later. He read a poem for us last year, I understand. Later you'll have another one.
Yes, I will.
We're looking forward to that. Here's Robin.
I'm here with my boss, the Vice President and General Manager of WJW-TV8, David Whitaker, and welcome to the telethon.
It's very, very nice to be here tonight, Robin. We're excited about our 12th year with the Muscular Dystrophy Telethon. You know, Robin, over the last 12 years, the station has helped raise nearly $8 million for Jerry's kids. It really is, and we're proud of that.
The station has quite a commitment to muscular dystrophy.
Everybody is involved in this. This is a team effort. All of us here and Stouffer's and everyone back at the station, it's an outcome of many, many hours and days of everyone pitching in.
I know there are a lot of people who gave up their holiday weekend to be here to prepare for the telethon, to come down here and decorate Stouffer's Grand Ballroom. It's beautiful. They did a wonderful job.
It's just beautiful. It's that part of that giving spirit that is involved with everyone connected with this telethon. We're proud to be a part of it.
Thank you. Nice to have you here. Back to Dick.
All right, Robin and David, I am talking now with the Assistant General Manager of Stouffer's on the Square, and this is Mr. Ken Hiller. Hi, Ken.
Dick, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Welcome in on the Square and Stouffer's. Glad to have you with us this year in Channel 8. On behalf of Stouffer's, we very good to be part of Channel 8, and hope that this year in 21 hours that you make your $1 million, and you have a very large number. You're still pretty fresh, so.
Well, yeah, we're going to give it a good try, and I think probably the weather is going to be a little too good for a telethon. So, folks, we really need those pledges. The Cleveland number again, we're going to hit it a lot of times, 579-1234. I should state, not only will Stouffer's on the Square provide the facilities here free of charge, but once again, for the 12th consecutive year, my favorite station, TV8, also is providing all the facilities, the camera people. Everyone here is doing this gratis, and that's the way it should be. Ken, thank you so much.
Dick, make yourself at home, and anything we can do, let us know.
I appreciate that. And here's Robin over at the phone bank.
Okay, thank you, Dick. We want to first acquaint you with the people who will be taking your calls. The first two rows, the Future Pioneers. The second two rows, United Airlines. These are all people that have come down to volunteer their time. And if I can find one who isn't on the phone. Marcel?
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What brought you down here?
Well, I decided to do something good this year since I made that my New Year's resolution, and I'm also helping my wife out.
Oh, that's very nice. Is this your first muscular dystrophy telethon?
Yes, it is.
What do you think so far?
Well, very busy right now.
Talking to a lot of nice people, I hope?
Yes, I am.
Can you make one quick pitch?
Well, call in and give whatever you can. They'll take anything they can right now.
Thank you very much, Marcel.
Robin, for those of you who are not aware of it, the MDA is now in its 36th year, and it all began back in 1966. They made exactly $1 million in the first telethon.
On one station in New York City.
On one station. That was great, and so we hope you can join us again. An amazing thing, less than 5% of the monies collected go for management of the telethon. That is amazing.
Indeed.
And the number again, 579-1234. Now we're going back to Jerry at headquarters in Las Vegas.
See you in a bit.
Have the amazing final totals from today's Muscular Dystrophy Telethon, which set new records here and across the nation. Stay with us.
Attention, Northern Ohio Traffic Control.
Special to us because he doesn't get the opportunity to get out and see air shows that often, and we feel very gifted with the abilities that we have, and we'd like to share them with someone else.
Danny says his favorite part of the show were the high-speed maneuvers. He'll have plenty to talk about when he enters Vermillion High School later this month.
Over $1 million. That's music to the ears of all of us here at TV8, and most of all to the Muscular Dystrophy Association, because that's the total amount of money raised here in the greater Cleveland area in the 1986 Jerry Lewis MDA Telethon. We beat last year's total by a country mile. The 21 hours proved very successful for the national effort as well. A record $34 million raised. We'd like to thank Stouffer's Inn on the Square for the use of the grand ballroom and sleeping accommodations, which were rarely used, and for the hundreds of volunteers who gave their time to help out. Mark and I spent the night at the telethon, and we can tell you from experience there is no greater feeling than to lend a helping hand to fight neuromuscular disease. Well, you know, that's true, very true. You know, they say a good thing can't last forever, and our weather was beautiful, but it's going to change, isn't it?
A little change is coming, Sandy. I think we'll see some sunshine tomorrow. We've got a system to the south of here that is trying to struggle to make its presence felt here. It is not totally doing that at this point, but we are assured of some.
I'll be back to report on just how these programs generated dollars for your kids.
I appreciate that, Ron. We're going to be looking forward to that. And I know that Citgo is dying to do the kind of job 7-Eleven has done in the last 10 years.
Jerry, on behalf of our Citgo employees and customers, I am pleased to present our first donation to MDA of $300,000.
I will take that very happily. Thank you, Ron, very much. Jerry, we love you. Thank you. Southland and Citgo, that's a marriage that's going to be only beneficial to us. I think it may be beneficial to them also, but it's nice that it serves two purposes. Right now, I want you to meet a comedian who's really determined to stick it out in L.A. while looking for work. He slept in abandoned cars just to save the little money he had, and that's how he started. Well, the determination paid off. He's one of the most sought-after comedians in the business today. Here's Mr. Tom Dreesen, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome him.
Thank you very much. It's always so exciting being here at Caesar's Palace, because the first big break I ever got in my career was right here at Caesar's Palace. It was the first big job I had, what they call the big time. And funny enough, I worked with Sammy Davis Jr. right here at Caesar's Palace. And people ask me all the time, how did I get that break? And this is the truth. I did Sammy's TV show, Sammy and Company, and he said to me on the air, how would you like to go on the road with me? And I said, yeah. He said, call my office Monday. And it was in September. I called his office. I said to his secretary, is Mr. Davis in? She said, no, this is Yom Kippur. I said, oh, Miss Kippur, this is Tom Dreesen. That's my real name, by the way, Tom Dreesen. I never changed my name. Now, you can't tell much about a person by their name. See, Tom Dreesen, that's not descriptive. That's why I've always envied Indians, because they give descriptive names like Iron Eyes. That tells you who the man is. Wouldn't it be nice if we all had names like that? Hi, I'm Hook Nose. These are my daughters, Padded Bra and Tinted Hair. You know who I always thought should change his name? Our Secretary of Defense. Who's going to be afraid of a guy named Casper? I saw him on TV last night, the Secretary of Defense. He said we have the strongest military in the world. And he was bragging about the fact that we're now trying to develop a hand grenade that will blow up everything within a 2-mile radius. All we need now is a guy who can throw it and run 3 miles in 5 seconds. You know the politician I love? There's a lady from Florida named Senator Paula Hawkins. I love this woman. She's got great ideas. She wants to put pictures of missing husbands on the side of beer cans. My dad loved beer. My dad would never admit he had a hangover until one morning he got up and drove the lawnmower to work. I came from Harvey, Illinois, a suburb on the south side of Chicago. Had a big family. I had 8 brothers and sisters, very poor. My mom used to buy discount clothing. You know I'm talking about, rejects? Like she'd buy me these reject pants with the zipper on the side and a pocket in the front. One day I got arrested looking for change. I got married when I was a teenager. I started having children right afterward, around 2 weeks afterward, and I have a teenage daughter now. I have 3 children. I have an 18-year-old daughter, who I'm very proud of because she's so independent. She lives by herself in my house. She's at that age now where she's coming home with these horny-looking creeps. The doorbell rang the other day. There was a guy with purple hair, no eyebrows, and a hubcap hanging from his ear. I don't know whether to call my daughter or a tow truck. And then he says to me, this kid says to me, I'm thinking about putting a safety pin through my nose. I said, I'm thinking about putting a footprint in your rear end. I'm an old-fashioned guy. My daughter's a very modern girl. In fact, the other day, she said to me, Dad, I want to talk to you about birth control. Now, I don't want to talk to my 18-year-old daughter about birth control. And I told her. I said, an 18-year-old girl should not be thinking about sex. Look at your mother. She's more than twice your age. She never thinks about it. My wife gets a headache walking through the mattress department at Sears. My wife and I met when we were teenagers, but she wasn't my first love. My first love was her girlfriend, oh, Betty Urosevich. Babs, we used to call her. Betty's father was real strict. Always wanted me to bring her in early when I took her out. He was a tough guy, too. He had a face like a bulldog. You know what I'm talking about? One of them pushed-in faces. He looked like he won the 90-yard dash in an 80-yard gym. Betty was beautiful, but she wasn't very well endowed. When I took her to the prom, I'll never forget that night. She stuffed so much Kleenex in her bra, when she leaned up against a refreshment table, her chest sucked the punch bowl dry. Thank you very much. It's a thrill being back here. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Tom. Always wonderful. Okay, Ed?
Yes, sir. You know, McDonald Restaurants began raising money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association in 1968. And since that, they've raised over $20 million. Throughout the telethon, we'll receive reports what they're raising around the country through their campaign called Large Fries for Small Fries. Here to tell us about their efforts are McDonald's crew representatives Jerome Robinson from Memphis, Sandra Taylor from Canvas, West Virginia, and Olympic gold medalist and McDonald's chief MDA fundraiser, Mary Lou Retton.
Welcome. Welcome, Jerry. Hi, honey. How are you? Hi, Mary Lou. Go ahead, Jerry. Tell me.
Jerry?
Oh, Mary Lou. Go ahead.
It's wonderful to be back. I had to put that in. You know, although I've only been with McDonald's for just a few short years, I've seen firsthand how special children are to McDonald's. And they hold a very strong commitment to kids, especially those who need a little extra help. And that's why I feel so great being with the McDonald's crew members. And we're here to help, and we know you need the money, and it's just very touching because I did the whole campaign for the large fries for small fries. And Jerome has our first report for the McDonald's fundraising.
All right, Mary Lou, thank you. Go ahead, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. I'm Jerome.
Yes.
In the Memphis area, through the help of senior citizens, daycare centers, and of course our great crew kids, we have done a lot of exciting things this year for MDA. Our restaurants have done everything from car washes to fun days. One event that was really special was a celebrity lockup where we raised $4,000 within one day. The restaurant where I'm from last year raised $2,300, and this year is going to raise well over $3,000 for MDA. Sandra here is going to tell us just a little bit about fundraising efforts in West Virginia.
All right, let's put the boom in. Go ahead, Sandra.
Hi, Jerry. I'm from Camas, West Virginia, where MDA fundraising is a family tradition. Both my mother and I work at Somersville, West Virginia McDonald's, and we're currently active in MDA fundraising events. We've done bullet-thons, dunking booths, and we've done other things to help your kids. Now, Jerry, here's Mary Lou to tell us our first fundraising total.
Our first fundraising total is $1,150,000.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. Thank you, Mary Lou. Thank you, kids, very much. Casey, I think you're on. No, Casey's not.
No,
on.
we're going to cut away now to our local stations all across the Love Network. Yes, sir.
I hope so. Go ahead,
We
Ed.
still continue live from Las Vegas. And in the dressing room, George Burns will join us from Caesar's Palace. We're going to Niagara Falls Convention and Civic Center to see Julio Iglesias. And from the Nebraska State Fair, we'll be meeting the inspirational Amy Grant. Don't go away.
I'm Chuck Harper, and I'm from Brunswick, and I would like you to call up and pledge.
Welcome back to Stouffer's Inn on the Square, live downtown Cleveland. I'm Robin Swoboda.
And I'm still Dick Goddard. The number 579-1234, that is the Cleveland number. There you see Alliance. You're going to see the numbers all across the sets over the next, well, it's going to be a 21.5-hour telethon. We'll be here until 6:30 tomorrow night. It's been found that less than 2% of the people who watch the telethon, there's going to be over 100 million this time, less than 2% actually make pledges. We've got to improve on that.
Yeah, we want Cleveland to be the city that does better.
We do well, but we have to do better. Yeah. Right.
We want to take a quick look at the tote board, if we can, to see we have a local goal of $1 million this year. As of this hour at 10:17, we have $6,196.
That's a start.
It is indeed a start.
Got to start somewhere, and that's the start. And
those of you that have called already have helped us reach that far. We're going to meet a few of the people right now who have some gifts for us for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Kathy Kilbane and Fletch Hughes. Hi. Nice to see you. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Fletch Hughes. You are with United Airlines?
Yes, we are the employees of United Airlines. We are down at Burke Lakefront selling pineapples. And to show you, this is a little token for you, and a little check for $10,000.
Oh, that is wonderful. I'll take them. Thank you. And you have something there as well?
We also have a little donation here that we were able to raise United Airlines employees through a dinner dance fashion show back in June of this year, and we were able to raise $2,100 for MDA.
That is wonderful. $12,100 from United Airlines. Thank you very much. Dick?
I have some folks here, and they are going to introduce themselves. First of all,
Nancy Snavely from the Telephone Pioneers of America, Downtown Council.
Nancy Guttridge, same.
Dick Ronhammer from the Pioneers also.
And welcome to the 1986 MDA Telethon. And Nancy, what do you have for us?
Dick, we have a check for $1,500 from the Telephone Pioneers Downtown Council.
Well, that's great, and some of your buddies are right behind you there, too.
Right on. We're answering the phones and having a good time with you tonight, and we're trying to raise more money for
And
you.
how was this done, by the way?
Okay, we've done this through all types of things, mainly our lobby sales for our employees.
How many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing the telethon for 8, and I've been in pioneering for 5.
This is my first telethon, Dick. I'm happy to be here.
Won't be your last, right?
Sure won't.
Great. Larry Spieth was a determined boy and determined to live his life to the fullest extent, in spite of the fact that he had Duchenne dystrophy. This Duchenne normally will affect children anywhere between the age of 2 and 5, sometimes even at an earlier age. And it is one of the most insidious of all the muscular dystrophies. An inspiration is Larry Spieth, both to his family and friends, and Larry's memory will live forever.
The annual Muscular Dystrophy Bike-a-thon in Andover, Ohio always begins with lots of excitement and anticipation. Bikers aged 10 to 54 participated this year, but one familiar face was missing in 1986.
Since Larry couldn't walk, we decided to devise something to take him in the bike-a-thon. And I took 2 front-end bicycles and welded them to a frame and then made a seat for it. And then I pulled him. At first, we just had a flat seat and a small back. We didn't have to have him tied in or anything at that time. But then as he progressed, we made sides so he could rest his arms, and then we strapped him in.
Larry Spieth had Duchenne muscular dystrophy and died back in February of this year before he could participate in his 5th bike-a-thon. Larry's family keeps his spirit alive by taking part in the 14-mile ride. In 1986, over 100 people joined together to collect $7,000 for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And though it's painful for Harry Spieth to look back, he'll never forget the pleasure his son took in being a part of the community effort.
He just enjoyed being with other people. He never wanted to be out in the background. He wanted to be with people. And everybody remarked, and as we would go down the road, people would, "Hi, Larry," and he'd wave to him. He really enjoyed it.
Larry enjoyed a lot of things. As he got older, his condition weakened him, and he was able to do less and less physically. But the young man seemed to take on more and more. Fishing, raising animals, collecting stamps and coins, putting together intricate jigsaw puzzles.
He never complained, really. That was one of the greatest things. He always looked forward to the next day. What are we going to do today? And in the evening, what are we going to do tomorrow? That was really one thing. He always had a positive mind.
And that, perhaps, is Larry's message of hope, not only for his family, but for others in the same situation. Keep trying and keep fighting.
What he couldn't do himself, we tried to devise a way so he could
do it.
Still fish, still ride in the bike-a-thon. And that's where he really enjoyed his life, I think.
Larry Spieth was definitely someone that we want to remember and love, and these 2 gentlemen are helping in his memory. Bob
Tayak from WERE Radio.
and another Bob.
Bob Fuller.
All right.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
You have a check for us.
That's right. We had some fun with our WERE listeners and auctioned off a ride with Bob Hoover, stunt pilot, at the air show. And Ray Weber of Parma came through with the high bid at $250 and had the thrill of his life Saturday morning. And Robin, just from one of our listeners, and I'm sure many more will
That
participate.
is wonderful. You have something else.
Well, we're going to be doing our broadcast from here beginning tomorrow morning at 5:30. I'll be on the air with you, so just make sure you're honest and you show up. I know you will. It's Dick I'm worried about.
Yeah. One more thing.
And the tote board.
You were responsible for giving us the tote board.
Now we need more numbers on there. 6,000's a start, but it's not nearly enough.
7 digits.
7 digits. Let's use them all.
Well, Bob and Bob, thank you very much. I have a couple of other gentlemen here.
Thank you.
Hi.
Ernie Johnson.
Hi. Hi. And you are with the fire station number 4?
Three.
Number 3?
All men are firemen.
Okay.
How's that?
All right. And you are giving us some money from the...
Men are firefighters, Local 1845. And we're going to give you a check here for $1,025.
That's wonderful. Is that from your Fill the Boot campaign?
That's from our Fill the Boot.
I can't clap because it makes...
Okay, thank you. I think
Okay.
Jim's waiting to come on.
Okay. All right, Jim. You want to go? All right.
Hi, Robin.
Hi, how are you?
Very well.
And your name?
Jim Andrews.
Jim, and you have... Oh, my goodness.
I have a check for $10,000 from the Cleveland firefighters who are out with their dunk tank.
That is wonderful.
And we also have a T-shirt for you, Robin. It says, step into my office. And firefighters are out there. Their office this weekend is working for the children with muscular dystrophy.
The
And we'd like-
firefighters have a tremendous commitment to muscular dystrophy, don't they?
Yes, we do. It's long-standing, and it's going to be there until such time as we wipe away this dread disease.
That's wonderful. Wonderful to know you're behind us.
Thank you,
you very much, Jim. And Dick is now standing by, waiting in the wings. Dick?
Yolanda Niemuller is a physical therapist at Metro General Hospital. Welcome, Yolanda. And exactly what duties do you perform?
As a physical therapist, you usually get involved with the patient right from the point that they're diagnosed. Then there are different components that we can work on. When you have a young child, a major thing is that you work with the family and try to explain to the family what is going to happen to the child and how they can exercise with the child safely. A few components that are very important are the muscle strength, to make sure that someone is as strong as possible and that they won't get tired when they exercise. Another component is that when you exercise, you move your muscles a lot. If you sit down and you're not as active, there's a good chance that you'll get tight and that the muscles become very tight and you can get contractures.
The idea is to prolong, certainly as long as possible, the dystrophic effects on the muscle. Is there remission in any of these cases at all?
Well, usually it's a progressive disorder.
Continuous and progressive.
Yeah, but what we try to do is to prevent or to maintain their function as long as possible.
From the MDA pre-telethon briefing we had with Jerry Lewis and the doctors in Las Vegas, they are saying again that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And are you involved in research in any way?
No, unfortunately not.
They were talking about genetic disorders. Is that not true? I mean, this is hereditary. Something has gone wrong along the genetic line, and they're looking for perhaps one key. If one key might solve one of these, perhaps it would open the door for others.
That's right.
What we can hope for anyway. How long have you been doing
I've been at Metro for 5 years now. And right from the start when I was working there, I worked with muscular dystrophy patients.
What is the youngest patient you've had?
A few months old.
A few months old? I've seen the braces that the babies literally have. Size 1.5 shoe, right?
They're even before they get up and stand. Because it's not all Duchenne's that we see.
Right. Duchenne attacks the males almost exclusively, the boys.
Yeah.
And insidious, that's the only word. Damnable, I think, is the only word used to describe the dystrophies because it is a continuous neuromuscular destruction that takes place. And again, as Yolanda pointed out, there is no remission. And of course, it can attack people at a more advanced age as well.
Yeah. You can also, as an adult, be diagnosed with muscular dystrophy. It's not all the little children.
They consider 40 of these dystrophic diseases to comprise the muscular dystrophies, the one that you may have heard of recently, Lou Gehrig's disease, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. I'm not a doctor, but I've learned about these over the years, and it will attack the adult. I think the median age is 55. David Niven succumbed to amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and again, Lou Gehrig was the gentleman that gave this, that named the other synonym. Yolanda, thank you so much for dropping by. Keep up the good work. Here again is Robin.
Thank you, Dick. I am standing by where things are happening in front of the phone banks. We have about 50 phones manned by the Telephone Pioneers of America and United Airlines, all people that have come down and graciously volunteered their time. We need you to call us to make these phones ring. Our number is 579-1234. We also want you to keep aware of there are numbers at the bottom of the screen. If you're not within Cleveland calling distance, if it's a toll number for you to call, you don't have to call it. We do have numbers for your area, and we'll be checking with those to see if you're giving us a call at the different pledge centers around. We also tomorrow have the Fish Bowl at Mall C between 10 and 5, and Big Chuck and Little John will be over there. So you're either welcome to come down here to Stouffer's Inn on the Square in the Grand Ballroom and visit us. We have a live audience this year. Or you can see Big Chuck and Little John tomorrow at Mall C. The mayor of our city has a few words for us now.
My responsibility as mayor of this city is to act in the public interest. That's why I'm here now, because the fight against muscle diseases is in the public interest. Winning it certainly is, and while victory is not yet here, research funded by MDA is bringing it near. MDA needs our help to maintain the research and its services to patients, services provided at no direct cost to them. I think it's our common responsibility to give all the help we can. So call in your pledges now, in the public interest and in your interest too.
Hi there again, and we are going to be talking with some of the folks in the audience, and this year, for the first time, we are allowing the general public to come down. We're talking at Stouffer's Inn on the Square. You're having a great time, aren't you?
Yes.
What's your name?
Kira.
You're a pretty little girl. How old are you?
9.
9. Very good. What is your name?
Beth Guttridge.
How are you?
Fine.
I'm laughing because I'm really hooked onto this mic. I've got about 10 inches here that I can use. Hi there, Kathy. How you doing?
Just fine.
And what is your connection with MD?
I'm with the Telephone Pioneers, and this is my 3rd year here, and I'm working around the clock.
Well, that's great. We really do appreciate that. And your name?
Phil Guttridge.
Philip, connected evidently to some of the other folks we've met here.
Yes, Beth is my daughter.
Okay, did you get a shot of the people in the back there? We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate that. And I believe Robin is over there by the toad board.
I am indeed, Dick. We've been on the air for about 1 hour and a half now, and it's time to take a look at the tote board to see how you've been doing for us. If we can take a look now. $8,372. That's great. 579-1234. We need to hear from you. We're going to go back to Las Vegas. Jerry Lewis live with the 1986 MDA Telethon. We want to hear from you soon.
Jerry Lewis Telethon, starring George Burns, Liza Minnelli, A.B. Grant, George Papard, Julio Iglesias, Sammy Davis Jr., and Mr. Jerry Lewis.
Only in this crazy world of show business could this happen. We are doing a live remote from Caesar's Palace to a dressing room in Caesar's Palace. And for a very good reason. We're here with a man who has been making people laugh for almost all of his 90 years in this business. And since I'm only a kid of 60, I figured I'd run to him instead of having to have him run through the hotel lobby to our stage.
You mean me crawl to you?
Yeah, to have him crawl. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Burns. I'm sure that they are recording in the theater. We can't hear that, but welcome, George.
Okay, thank you, Jerry.
We're delighted to have you on the show with us.
Delighted to be here, and Jerry, you're doing a marvelous job.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
wonderful,
you.
wonderful.
And it was so funny before. I said to George, I said, George, we're here with you. I just want you to relax and don't hurry. And what did you say?
I forgot. I don't remember what I say.
That's marvelous. But how come you remember all the lyrics of every song that was ever written?
Well, those are old songs. They go back 1,000 years. I got a very good memory if they pay me.
I see.
If I don't get paid, I can't remember anything.
I see. In other words, if you're booked and they pay you, you can sing.
What did you say?
I
don't
beg your
remember
pardon?
that. not getting paid.
I'd love to hear, what song is the oldest song that you do?
Well, do Pack Up Your Sins. Good song.
Okay.
Go ahead. Pack up your sins and go to the devil in Hades. You'll find the finest of gentlemen and the finest of ladies. They'd rather be down below than up above. Hades is full of thousands of Jones, Browns, Hooligans, Cones, and Bradys. They got a wonderful tune that went to the devil because those jazz bands put a trick in it, a little kick in it, a raggy pick in it. They got a couple of old reformers in heaven, making you go to bed at 11. Pack up your sins, go to the devil, and you never have to go to bed at all.
The crew can clap, it's okay. That's marvelous.
It's a very old song, written by Irving Berlin.
And he's still writing them?
Yeah.
He's still writing.
I think he's 96, isn't he?
96?
Or 99, one of the two.
Nobody is 96 or 99.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He is really?
He is.
And you're what?
I'm 90, going to be 91. I've stopped dancing. Still smoking, I'm still drinking, but I'm not dancing.
And you're still wonderful. You're still doing benefits.
Thank you.
You're still doing the things that people ask of you, you're imposed upon, and you still find the time to do it. And we've only been friends for 40 years. Or at least we met 40 years ago, and we had some marvelous times at the Bennies. And when George and Gracie would have a dinner party, we would have the kind of fun and the kind of warmth that he exudes now. And when I called and I asked, would you do the telethon? It didn't take him a second to say, you got it. And we love you for that, George.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it.
Were you at the Benny party that night when he came down with the violin and the lady's hat on?
Yeah, I was there.
You know how that happened?
No, tell me.
We went to the party, there were about 150 people there. And Benny always used to stick his neck out. I came in, he says, George, he says, the party isn't moving. I said, the party is moving, everybody's drinking, they're all talking. He says, George, I'm in show business too. I know if a party moves. This party isn't moving. I says, Jack, you want to make it move? He says, sure. I said, why don't you go up and take off your pants, come down in your shorts, Mary's hat, and play the violin. He says, you think that'll make it move? I said, sure. He went upstairs, and when he went upstairs, I says, ladies and gentlemen, Jack went upstairs, he's coming down in the shorts with lady's hat. When he comes down, don't pay any attention. Down came Jack, the shorts on, lady's hat, and nobody looked at him. He knew I put him on, he fell down, started to laugh. He says, George, now the party's moving.
I remember it. Leo DeRosa, Danny Kaye,
Yeah.
Jeanette MacDonald, her husband was Jeanette MacDonald, Raymond.
Yeah, Gene Raymond.
They were all there. Loretta Young and 2 or 3 husbands. It was quite a party. George, thank you for letting us come back today.
Okay, thank you. And as I said before, I'll say it again. You're doing a marvelous job.
Well, it's people like you that help me do it, George.
Okay.
Thank you. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, here's a friend of ours and a friend of MDA's who's been with us for a lot of years, and she's really solid, and she's there every time we need her. The great Liza Minnelli, right here.
At what age does the average person with muscular dystrophy die?
Well, each case is different. Peter might live into his 3rd decade.
Well, there must be some treatment. I mean, what can we do?
Protect him.
That's a scene from a TV film I starred in called A Time to Live. In this true story, I play the mother of a boy who has Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Imagine how hard it would be to accept that, to be told your child has an incurable muscle disease. If it hasn't happened to you, it probably seems unthinkable. But making this film, I learned that the diagnosis is only the first thing you'd have to accept. You'd have to realize that as time went on, it would become harder and harder for your child to just get around.
We've checked out all the equipment. It's all yours, Ace.
What is it, Pocket?
Well, the man where we bought it said,
What?
once you get in it, you'll never get out.
You'd have to change your whole life, your daily routine, in order to help your child do all the things he can no longer do for himself. You know, we're running a little behind schedule this morning. Maybe we should get up earlier.
Either that or send me to night school.
And you have to deal with some very difficult emotions. Guilt. If it wasn't for me and my rotten genes, you'd have perfect kids. I mean, sound minds, sound bodies, Olympic champions. Pete's disease is my grief, my guilt, my fault. Feelings of sorrow, feelings of anger that cannot be hidden.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. I can't do this. He's just a little boy and it's not fair. It's just not fair.
Hardest of all, you'd have to face the day when your child lost his life to muscular dystrophy, as Peter lost his. Now, none of these things are easy to accept, but MDA is working to change them. MDA is funding researchers in the U.S. and abroad who are working hard to find treatments and cures for 40 muscle diseases. And they're coming closer every day, they are. Meanwhile, MDA is helping thousands of people all over the country, helping them through patient services. That's what MDA is all about, finding answers and helping people. But this cannot be done without your support. It is just impossible. Help give people with muscle disease a time to live. Call. Call now. Thank you.
Thank you, Liza, my darling. We're back in the studio, but I think I have to mention, if you saw Liza Minnelli on NBC Monday night, you saw her portray the role of a mother with a dystrophic child and the loss of that child. She did a magnificent job, and we thank Liza for that. We thank her for joining us and being a part of the family. And now I give it to Ed McMahon.
Right now, Jerry, we have a special message from 7-Eleven Stores Executive Vice President Dick Dole. He's in Colorado Springs. Take it away, Dick.
Thank you, Ed. I'm here in Colorado Springs at the 7-Eleven Velodrome, where the World Cycling Championships are being held. With me is 5-time gold medal winner Eric Heiden.
It's a great pleasure to be here and to be part of the Jerry Lewis Telethon. On behalf of the members of the 7-Eleven cycling team, I'd like to urge all of you to make your contributions to help Jerry's kids.
You know, being involved with great athletes like Eric Heiden makes 7-Eleven's involvement with Jerry's kids all the more special. Watching these athletes try to beat the odds to win is very much like watching dystrophic children try to beat the odds to win against muscular dystrophy. They are all champions, and at 7-Eleven, we believe that champions deserve our recognition and support. That's why Eric and I are pleased, on behalf of all of our 7-Eleven customers, employees, and franchisees, to present our first check, Jerry, for $500,000. I'm flying to Las Vegas tomorrow to see you, and I have more exciting news from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dick. Any man with 500,000, I'm going to be standing
We'll be
here
waiting for him,
eagerly
right?
awaiting his arrival. Go ahead, Ed.
Here representing United Airlines, the official carrier of the Jerry Lewis Telethons, is United Airlines Vice President and MDA Board Member Bob Sampson, and United Airlines employee representatives. Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Jerry, my friend, how are you?
How are you, my friend?
These years roll around awfully fast.
I should say so.
And when you were with George Burns, you're 60, I'm up there too, Jerry, and your doctors have finally said, you got to make a decision, Bob. It's either United Airlines or MDA, so I'm going to stick with MDA, and
I'm glad you chose to stick with MDA.
Jerry, you know...
Wait, what I was going to say was I'm glad you're sticking with MDA because the food on United could impair your health.
He is great. He did that and we got 40,000 letters saying he's wrong.
You know, they know I'm serious.
But Jerry, seriously...
okay.
But seriously for me, Jerry, this has been a family love affair for me with United for 31 years. And as I leave, I'd like to pay the last public acknowledgement to all of our employees system-wide who for 30 years have supported this cause with you. And our flight attendants have hosted here every night and were in the studios with us in New York on the first show. They're in that group back there, and they represent the finest employees across the country. And now a special friend, Jerry, within United is Donna Ganeo, who I'd like you to meet now.
Hi, Donna. I'm happy to see you, darling.
Go ahead, Donna.
Jerry, MDA has been a very important part of my life, long before I started working for United Airlines. My sister and I suffer from this dreaded disease. Fortunately, I still can walk with a cane, my sister cannot. Through the efforts of my coworkers this past year, we at United Airlines hope to be able to make a difference in the total contribution to MDA. I'd like to have my coworkers introduce themselves and their cities.
Okay. All right. Can I go down this way?
Jerry, Randy Coe with United Airlines.
Hiya, Randy.
On behalf of United Airlines, we'd like to say thank you for letting us be a part of this and support you again.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here. Hi, darling.
Hi, Jerry. I'm Ellie Krapewski from Los Angeles In-Flight Services. It's good to see
Hi,
you.
Ellie. Nice to see you again.
Bill Bunny, Denver Customer Service.
Hello, Bill.
Barb Valls, Cleveland In-Flight Services.
Hi, Barb.
Mark Fernhaber, Denver In-Flight Services.
I just hope I don't come up against someone that works in the kitchens.
Hi, Jerry. I'm Mary Ann Liggett from Washington, D.C.
Hi, Marianne. It's a pleasure.
Adrian Delfino, Flight Kitchen. No, Maintenance Operations, San Francisco. Help! Help! Help!
Hi, darling.
Joe Calabretta, New York.
Hi, Joe. Nice to see you.
Hi, Jerry. Carol Feuder, Cleveland Reservations.
Nice to know you, darling.
Terry Kiefer, Seattle In-Flight Services.
Hi, Terry. Hello there, Scratch.
Lou Boone from Chicago.
Lou, good to see you. I welcome you all. I thank you all for the 37 years that you've been with us. That thanks may sound trite, but it comes from 135,000 kids that don't believe it's trite, and it comes from more than 1 million victims of neuromuscular diseases that are grateful to you and the people like Bob Sampson. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. The people of United, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Bob. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have some exciting television for you. We're going live to the Nebraska State Fair to meet one of the most exciting singers of the 80s. This beautiful and truly captivating performer is a 4-time Grammy Award winner, has sold millions of records, and one of her albums, Age to Age, was the first release by a solo gospel artist ever to achieve gold record certification. Here to sing 2 songs for us is the gifted woman who, through music, gives us a deeper meaning of hope in our lives, Miss Amy Grant. Please welcome her, if you will.
How can
here in Lincoln, Nebraska, we just want to say that we are in total support of what you're doing, and we want to pull for the kids too. So you guys support them in Las Vegas. Kids, we love you. Let's dance one for all of them, okay? You don't have to be coordinated to do this, but let's all dance this one together, okay? All we're gonna do is dip and sway. Just start to the left. Then you won't kill anybody. To the left and the right. Woo! Yeah! You guys upstairs got it?
Years ago, while Toronto tops the tribe.
Well, I'm sure you'll agree it was an outstanding Labor Day. A little change is coming in the weather forecast for the first part of our new work week.
Those stories and much more next on News Center 8.
I dread to think what became of her. That haunting
I see your face through the crowd, and I hear your voice dear and loud. You are the light that I see, and you have found me. Everywhere I go, I see your face through the crowd. And I hear your voice clear and loud. Everywhere I go, you are the light that I see.
Miss Amy Grant.
Could we hear a timpani? Roll it at the pledge board.
How the hell you know before anybody?
I have a light right here.
Okay. Thank you, America, for giving us the excitement of the first million. We're looking for a lot more. We need a lot more. We know you're going to be there. Manning the phones for this year is one of television's most durable actors and one who has recently been honored by receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Please welcome Mr. George Papard, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, George.
Oh, yes. I'll go back to my mark. Come on. I'm very happy to be here, Jerry. This telethon has become a national tradition of Americans and of Americans' generosity. It's a great pleasure that I ask you to send us a pledge right now.
Thank you, George, and thank you for being with us. George Papard. Please welcome the very funny actress who plays Secretary Agnes on the TV series Moonlighting, Elise Beasley, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Elise, for coming. Here to help us with this year's telethon is the winner of 2 successive People's Choice Awards as Favorite Youth Television Performer, ladies and gentlemen, Emmanuel Lewis. To help us, he's got to put on some height, I'm telling you. To help us on this year's telethon is the man who created and who made us all love the bumbling Dr. Elliot Axelrod on TV's St. Elsewhere. Please welcome Stephen First. Steve, welcome. Thank you for joining us. One of the youngest members of those funny folks on television, Cheers, here's from Midland, Texas, and he's here, Woody Harrelson, ladies and gentlemen. Woody, thank you.
Coming up next on News Center 8, 72 people perished in a fiery mid-air collision between a commercial airliner and a small plane over the skies of Orange County, California today. We'll have details of the tragedy. A bizarre automobile accident claimed the lives of 2 teenagers overnight in Mayfield Heights, and hundreds of Huron County residents had to leave their homes today after a train derailment caused the leak of a toxic chemical.
In sports, the Indians give one away up in Boston, and Jimbo is gone at the U.S. Open.
Well, I'm sure you'll agree with me. It's been an outstanding Labor Day weekend, and in part, it'll continue again tomorrow on Labor Day.
News Center 8 is next. Stay with us.
Being cool, you'll find, is a state of mind. A refreshing attitude. Things get hot. Cool is all you got. You're doing it country cool. Mountain Dew. So chill on out when the heat comes on. With the cool, smooth Mountain Dew. Doing it country cool. Mountain Dew. Doing it country cool.
Come on in, bring your appetite. Ponderosa. You can help yourself and the feeling's right. Ponderosa.
Introducing our ship-to-shore dinner, a charbroiled ribeye steak plus our tasty shrimp to go with it. It comes with all the extras included for just $4.29.
Chicken, seafood, charbroiled steak. Make yourself at home, for goodness sake. There's a family feeling at Ponderosa.
Summer is going fast at Cedar Point. Very soon it will be chased away by the winter wind, and the summer things that make you laugh and scream will be buried beneath the snow. It's all about to slip away. The days are growing shorter. The night air is growing cooler. Come feel the warmth and wonder of summer while you still can at Cedar Point, the amazement park. But hurry, summer is going fast.
Henry!
rock and roll.
Steve Buckle. Sandy Lesko. Vince Cellini on sports and Mark Kuntz with weather. This is News Center 8.
Good evening, everyone. Dave has the night off. I'm Sandy Lesko. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's happening. A nightmare erupted in the clear skies of Southern California today when an Aeromexico DC-9 collided head-on with a small private plane. At least 72 are feared dead. News Center 8's Jill Wagner has been following the story and is in the newsroom now with the latest details. Jill?
Sandy, Buena Park in Cerritos, California looks more like the heart of a war zone than a middle-class suburban neighborhood. The plane crash occurred at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, but tonight, residents are just beginning to feel the devastating effects.
A Red Cross Center for those people that have been displaced.
As emergency officials continue to sift through the wreckage for more victims, surviving residents cling to each other for comfort. The collision between the Aeromexico DC-9 jetliner and a small private plane sent a shower of flaming debris over the quiet neighborhood. The jetliner nosedived into a street. The small plane plummeted into a schoolyard nearby. Of the 67 people on board the aircrafts, all are dead. 5 others on the ground have also been killed. At least 9 others injured. Witnesses describe the horrifying scene.
When it hit, it was like a giant war. I mean, there was just a loud blow, explosion, and a big ball of flame just went up in the air.
After the fireball, another smaller plane came down, throwing like a helicopter.
The houses were going up in flames and everything.
On both sides of the street, as far as you could see, fire.
10 homes have been destroyed by fire, 18 others damaged. Bodies and body parts covered by yellow tarp litter the streets and lawns. One resident burned to death trying to save his home with a garden hose. Aeromexico Flight 498 was bound for L.A. No one knows yet why both planes were in the same airspace. The cause of the crash is still under investigation, but according to an FAA spokesman, the DC-9 was being handed off from one air controller to another at the time of the collision. In the last hour, officials have discovered the black recorder box from the jetliner, so we may have the answer to what caused this tragedy very soon. Sandy?
Thank you, Jill. 18 teenagers jammed into a single station wagon was the formula for disaster on the streets of Mayfield Heights overnight. 2 of the young people were killed when the vehicle apparently went out of control on Summit Road. It brushed one tree and slammed broadside into another. A witness described the scene.
There was one girl laying by that tree and another kid was like holding her, and there was shoes all over the place. I guess they said two people were thrown from the car.
Kathy Mazur and Alfonso Mara were killed. 7 youths remain hospitalized tonight at Hillcrest Hospital. 5 of them are in serious condition. 9 others were released after treatment. Police have not identified the driver. 500 people in Huron County were ordered out of their homes early today when a railroad tank car carrying a toxic chemical overturned. News Center 8's Neil Zerker says while authorities are crediting quick action with preventing injuries, some residents are questioning the length of time it took to warn them of the danger.
These 3 CSX tank cars accidentally overturned shortly after midnight in the switching yards of the CSX Railroad. One of the cars, carrying a form of hydrochloric acid, sprung a leak and a cloud of the acid vapor filled the air. Residents were ordered evacuated, but for some, like Peter Bellamy, whose family was awakened and told to evacuate nearly 2 hours later, he says the delay could have been critical for his family.
I think about Bhopal, India, and places like that where a 2-hour difference could have saved 2,000 lives. Hydrochloric acid this time. What next?
By late day, railroad and environmental workers had been able to stop the leak and were busy pumping the remaining acid out of the tank into another car. Willard city officials said one of their immediate concerns had been the city's water supply, but that was all right.
The city water supply is all to the east of the city, and there's no danger there. We did precautionary close the swimming pool in case there would be some kind of a fallout.
By late day, most of the evacuees were allowed to return home, and railroad and environmental crews were expected to work all night on cleaning up the remainder of the wreckage. So far, officials say there have been no reports of any injuries. Neil Zerker, News Center 8 in Willard, Ohio.
The Soviet news agency TASS is reporting some deaths and injuries tonight from an earthquake that rocked Eastern Europe in the wee hours this morning. Thousands of frightened residents spent the night in the streets after the quake rattled buildings and cracked walls and chimneys. The quake measured 6.9 on the Richter scale. Centered in Romania, the shock wave struck parts of Bulgaria, Yugoslavia, and Russia. No injuries or deaths were reported elsewhere, and only hints that they occurred in the Soviet Republic of Moldavia. Still ahead on News Center 8, Cleveland police could be on the threshold of a major bust in the auto theft market. And off they go into the wild blue yonder. Another glimpse of those daring men and their flying machines up next. Don't go away.
A shoe's life isn't an easy one. Hustling around all day can create some mighty powerful odors. Now, a refreshing new shoe refresher called Stinky Pinkies eliminates shoe odors. Used nightly, one Stinky Pinky in each shoe leaves them smelling fresh and clean by morning. Like a refreshing morning shower, they do wonders for the soul. Stinky Pinkies, the amazing new shoe refreshers.
Look for Stinky Pinkies at your favorite neighborhood store.
Are you sure? Yes. Really? Yes. It's Yes Month at Nissan, and your Nissan dealer's making great deals on new trucks. He's saying yes to 5.7 Nissan-sponsored financing, so you can save hundreds in interest payments on our lowest sticker-priced regular bed, and hundreds more on this King Cab SE 4x4 with V6 power. Yes. Or save with $500 cash back from Nissan. So see your Nissan dealer, because he's going to say yes.
Say yes and save this week
At your local Nissan dealer.
A simple shopping trip without Ameritech Pages Plus could be an unforgettable experience. You could end up going in circles or going no place fast and getting there too late, going down one blind alley after another. Why go through that when you can go through the complete shopping guide? Before you leave, Ameritech Pages Plus. Next to the phone, there's nothing better.
Cleveland police may be on the verge of breaking up a major auto theft ring operating between Cleveland and New York. The break came when 2nd District and Strike Force officers chased 2 stolen cars. One of them crashed, injuring the driver. The second driver bailed out of a van when his tires collapsed on a sharp turn. He is still at large. Police learned enough to recover 5 other stolen cars, 7 in all. But the investigation is only beginning.
Could take months and sometimes even a year before we really bust it wide open.
Among the 7 cars ready for delivery to New York were 4 Mazdas with a value of $25,000 each. Police have issued a teletype alert for 4 other stolen cars already en route to New York. Cleveland police tonight are also investigating a homicide involving one of their own. The wife of an off-duty policeman was shot to death last night in an apparent domestic argument in a boat near the Intercity Yacht Club. 27-year-old Lisa Gail Morrow was killed. So far, no charges have been filed. Henry Moore, the son of an English miner who overcame harsh criticism of his early work to become one of the best-known sculptors of the 20th century, died today at the age of 88. Moore had suffered from arthritis and diabetes. He died at his home 30 miles north of London. For 2/3 of the nation's telephone customers, including thousands of us in Northeast Ohio, tomorrow is the deadline for deciding which company we want to provide our long-distance service. And with most of the votes counted, it appears that AT&T is the winner and still champion. 75% of us decided to stay with Ma Bell. MCI was chosen by about 10%, U.S. Sprint by about 5%. But the competitors are happy with the inroads they've made against their big rival, pointing out that AT&T's share has slipped from 95% to 75% since the court-ordered breakup. Well, our beautiful blue skies were roaring with excitement as the Cleveland National Air Show took off today. News Center 8's Lisa Cardelloni has the phenomenal highlights.
Fantastic. Unbelievable.
The feelings of thousands of spectators as the world's most sophisticated aircraft thundered through the skies during today's show. With the strongest military display in the air show's 57-year history, it's only natural that recruiters for the military would be out in full force.
This is the one air show that we make a concerted effort to be here. We bring a number of our members from the unit out to talk to the people, to let them know what it's really like to be in the Air Guard.
We probably have
I would say at least 30, 40 applications of interest. They're not applications to enlist, but for us to get back to them and qualify them and give them information about the reserve program.
In the air, show stealers included the U.S. Army Golden Knights parachute team, sailing gracefully at speeds of 180 miles per hour. The high-performance Harrier hovered above the crowd, displaying its incredible vertical takeoff and landing capabilities. It was the Blue Angels who commanded the sky and captured the crowd as they performed precision maneuvers.
I like the noisy planes.
You'll be able to catch all these daredevils in action during tomorrow's air show. Tickets are $9 for adults, $5 for children. Lisa Cardelloni, News Center 8, Cleveland.
Still to come on News Center 8, a couple of clouds could roll in, but Mark says Labor Day will be another winner. He'll have the forecast. And we'll go live to Stouffer's Inn on the Square for a glimpse at Cleveland's effort in the MDA Telethon. Stay with us.
Introducing the new Ohio Pro Care Centers, the automotive service centers that keep their word.
They said my car would be ready on time. And it's ready. On time.
They said they'd fix it. And they fixed it.
I came in for a tune-up, and my car is tuned up.
At ProCare, we've singled out and trained the very best mechanics in the business. We provide them with an exclusive system of diagnostic computers that take the guesswork out of fixing your car. It's service so thorough that we back all parts and labor with a 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty, plus our fail-safe free towing guarantee. We even supply low-cost rental cars during the day and free loaners overnight. And we do it all for one reason. They kept their word. So we can keep our word. Ohio Pro Care Centers.
And I didn't even have to yell at anybody.
Does it come with a 4-year warranty? 2 years? 1 year?
What do you expect? A Curtis Mathis?
If you expect worry-free performance from your VCR, get Curtis Mathis. You'll also get free movie club membership with a choice of thousands of movies for just $1 a day.
A movie club?
What do you expect? Curtis Mathis?
To get Curtis Mathis quality, you have to get Curtis Mathis.
As you've probably noticed already, tonight is the big night for the MDA Telethon, being broadcast from Las Vegas. But right down the street at Stouffer's Inn on the Square, Dick and Robin are standing by to take all of our pledges for this very worthwhile cause. How's it going tonight, you two?
Very well. Thank you, Sandy. First of all, we want to mention we are live at Stouffer's Inn on the Square, and for the first time this year, we're inviting the general public to come down. Not only can you call and give us your pledges, but you can come down and see our show live in person.
Yeah, no charge, and we'll be going till 6:30 tomorrow night. And Sandy and Mark will be down here before long. They are going to be taking the overnight shift, and we'll be joining you again about, I think, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
This is a fast and furious show, and there's a lot of entertainment and a lot of things are involved, but there is one purpose that we are here, and that is to raise money to help kids and adults with muscular diseases. So we're taking pledges at 579-1234, and we need your calls. We also have phone numbers for all of the outlying areas. They will be on the screen throughout the duration of the telephone, and if you see your number, please give us a call and give us your pledge. So far, though, we're doing pretty good, aren't we,
Yeah,
Dick?
we have a goal in mind. We may not reach it. The current numbers now on the tote board are $45,088. All right, that's a start. We've got a long way to go. Phones are not ringing. We need them to ring. And again, Sandy and Mark will be down here before long to join you, and we'll be back certainly by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And join us if you will.
Sandy?
We'll see you in a little while, you two. Well, picture perfect day. How many times can we say that? But it's so true.
Well, I always say picture postcard perfect, you know, and we hope it's picture postcard perfect overnight at Stouffer's, the MDA Telethon. Gosh, Sandy and I looking forward to be down there, and we'll be down there in a short while after the news, and we want to hear from you. And we'll talk about the weather forecast tonight and for the rest of next week in just a minute.
Valvoline presents a blockbuster of epic proportions. The Valvoline Oil Rush, starring Valvoline All Climate and Super HBO with 4God, Racing Oil, and Valvoline Turbo 5. Excitement! A spectacular money-back offer. Action! Buy 12 quarts, get a $5 rebate from Valvoline. Romance? You'll love our special oils. The Valvoline Oil Rush.
Available at Forest City Auto Parts.
Come, feel the freshness. Tropicana orange juice shades your morning with a taste so fresh, so pure, so natural. Consistently fresh taste every day of the year. The taste could only be one. Feel the freshness. It's pure Tropicana.
HFC Check Credit. It's like having a banker in your pocket. It lets you give yourself a loan whenever you need one. Just write a check, you've got a loan. Anytime, for anything. HFC Check Credit works like a credit card, only harder. It lets you borrow more at lower interest rates than most credit cards. See us about HFC Check Credit and see how simple it is to give yourself a loan. HFC Check Credit. It's like having a banker in your pocket.
I'd like to put in a request to Mother Nature for 364 more days, just like today.
Right. It has been really just an ideal weekend here. We couldn't have asked for more, Sandy, in terms of a Labor Day. Nice today, beautiful out there tonight, great for sleeping. Temperatures headed down into the 50s and sunshine in part again tomorrow. We've got a little weather dilemma to the south that I want to be showing you in a short period of time here as to what could happen, but I think for the most part the sunshine is going to hang in there. Let's hope so anyway. The temperature right now in Cleveland has chilled down a little bit as you have a look at the left bank of the Cuyahoga River, taken for us by photographer Russ Herbrook. 63 in the city. It is 62 at Hopkins Airport. Our winds are coming out of the northeast now at 5 miles per hour. Our humidity stands at 63%. Our barometer on a slow fall now from 30.25 inches. No precipitation today in Cleveland. That was the general weather rule right on through the state of Ohio. The pollutant standard index reading in Cleveland good today, so we had no problem whatsoever. Particulate matter, the highest pollutant. The pollen count taken at 5 o'clock this afternoon over at Lutheran Medical Center, thanks to the Cleveland Academy of Medicine, 143 grains of pollen per cubic yard of air. And the average for this date, for the 31st of August in Cleveland, is the number 200. Now, that reading, of course, is taken in the city. It could have been much higher in any rural area around northeastern Ohio. TV8 National Weather Service color radar now. The return from Hopkins Airport. It is void of precipitation, nothing more than our customary ground clutter pattern. And we have a little AP, anomalous propagation, or spurious echoes mixing in there as well. And pilots, you are still VFR across northeastern Ohio. On Lake Erie now, the water temperature off Cleveland Harbor remains at 73 degrees. Our winds on the lake tonight, generally out of the east-southeast at 5 to 10 knots, picking up a southeasterly fetch tomorrow, coming out of that side of the dial at 5 and 10, and waves for the next 24 hours, generally running about 1 to 2 feet. Now, as we take a trip across Ohio, 58 at Mansfield, 55 now at Toledo. They are the leader in the clubhouse just about with the cool air. Youngstown's beating them, though, by 2 degrees. 62 Cleveland Hopkins. Also at Erie, still upper 60s now along the Ohio River. Sunrise in Cleveland tomorrow morning at 6:53, and sunset tomorrow on Labor Day is going to be at 8:01. Our high in Cleveland today, 75 degrees. 49 has been the low, 70, and a pleasant 57 just a year ago. The satellite picture now shows that cloud deck to the south of here. That is of some weather concern now. Late tomorrow, gradually that is going to be inching its way toward the north. You can see we are certainly still clear at this point in northern Ohio. As a matter of fact, almost all of the state is clear at this point, with the exception of the extreme southern tip. We have a lot of sunshine out to the west. High pressure is still in firm control now. It's up over New England. Circulation around that, of course, is in a clockwise direction. That high is gradually going to be drifting out into the Atlantic. Area of low pressure to the south, line of low pressure to the west. All of that is gradually going to work its way toward Ohio. 79 today around Chicago and Minneapolis. 90s down in South Florida. 96 at McAllen, Texas. 86 around Dallas. Upper 70s around Washington, mid-70s in New York. Into the extreme west today, 99 around Phoenix and Tucson, 83 Los Angeles. It was 68 up in Seattle and in Las Vegas. Today, it was right around 101. They'll see a 96 tomorrow in Las Vegas, where, of course, the big telethon is going on out there with Jerry Lewis. Our winds in Cleveland tonight out of the southeast at 5 and 10. Clear and starry overnight. A very quiet night here. Our low temperature will be 52. Tomorrow, Labor Day. Partly sunny. An increase in the cloud cover then late tomorrow afternoon. Our high warm at 77. Cloudy on Monday night. Our low temperature will be 56. On Tuesday, cloudy. The chance of rain certainly will be with us. Our high will be mild at 79. On Wednesday, partly sunny and 81. Thursday, sunshine 82. And Friday, partly sunny. And temperatures are going to be in the 80s. So really, we have had just an ideal Labor Day holiday weekend. I hope it's been enjoyable for you. We'll see you at the telethon during the wee hours of this morning.
No kidding. Thanks a lot, Mark. Well, the Indians had a very rough time in Beantown.
No, not a pretty sight. The Indians had this one, or at least they could have taken it into extra innings, but instead,
They gave Boston a victory. We'll take a look at some of the highlights and look at the U.S. Open, a big upset. Jimbo, Jimmy Connors is gone. Stay with us.
Great, everybody. Let's go for it.
Small business ownership, the American dream.
Owning a successful business. It's my dream come true. But it doesn't happen by dreaming. It takes hard work, dedicated employees, and the right kind of training in small business management.
Small business management training now at Bryant & Stratton.
When you've got the dream and the drive, what you need is the right training.
Bryant & Stratton, the right training for small business management.
Go shot for shot with a formidable opponent. Find out what you're made of. That's the communications game MCI plays every day. MCI competes by investing over $1 billion a year to keep our network the industry's most modern. We know our competition's good. We have to be better. And because we compete, you win. MCI. Communications for the next 100 years.
What makes a great house paint like Glidden even better? A great Builder's Square price. Only $9.66 a gallon for Glidden's top quality acrylic latex house paint. It spreads easy, covers in one coat, and dries in minutes. It's great on wood, metal, and masonry. Perfect for aluminum siding. Builder's Square sells more Glidden paint than any other store in America. Glidden Spread House Paint. Only $9.66 a gallon. The best paint at the best price, only at Builder's Square.
A very costly miscue in the 9th inning for the Tribe today.
That's right, but when you're a first-place ball club like the Boston Red Sox, oftentimes you will get those kinds of breaks. It's one thing to lose a baseball game, it's another to just give it away, and the Indians were very charitable today in Boston as Mel Hall botched a fly ball to push the Red Sox past the Tribe 4-3. Indians scoring all 3 of their runs in the second off Oil Can Boyd. Julio Franco puts one in orbit over the Green Monster. His 8th home run of the year comes with Tabler and Snyder aboard. Tribe up 3-0. But in the 7th, Boston would score 3 times. Jim Rice is facing Frank Wills, and Rice will go the opposite way. A run-scoring double. Marty Barrett chugs around to score, and it's a tie ball game now at 3 apiece. Then in the 9th, 2 out, and Don Baylor is the batter. Watch what happens. Baylor lifts a routine fly ball. We should go to extra innings, but Mel Hall never had a chance. He botches it. Wade Boggs will come in to score. 4-3 Red Sox win. The Indians in Toronto tomorrow at 1:35. The streaking Blue Jays, meanwhile, are keeping pace with Boston in the East, still 3.5 games back after beating the Twins 7-5. This at Exhibition Stadium up in Toronto, and Minnesota grabbing the early lead. Greg Gagne doubles to score a pair of runs, and the Twinkies on top 4-0. But in the bottom of the 3rd, Toronto erases that lead with one swing of the bat. Bases loaded, Lloyd Mosby a BB over the right field fence. Grand slam home run, and the game tied at 4. Then in the 5th, the Jays took the lead for good as George Bell singled home Willie Upshaw. 5-4 Jays. They take Minnesota 7-5. Anaheim, California, Tigers and Angels, and Walt Terrell serving up a first-inning home run to Rupert Jones, his 15th of the year. Angels add another run. They lead 2-0. Detroit got one back in the 2nd, though. Tom Brookins, the batter, he grounds to Dick Schofield. Schofield drops it, then he kicks it. Larry Herndon will score, and it's 2-1 Angels. Tied at 2 in the 8th, silent George Hendrick then looping a 3-run double just in front of a diving Chet Lemon. Cannot get it. California wins 5-3. They lead in the West by 5.5 games. Rangers and White Sox, and Texas manager Bobby Valentine with the rally cap on, made famous at the University of Texas, but I guess that only works in college because Chicago's Pudge Fisk singles home George Foster. The White Sox up on Texas 1-0. And then it is Tim Hewlett. He will slap a base hit to right field. That scores Ron Hassey. 2-0 Chicago. The White Sox over Texas today 3-1. Now the rest of tonight's ballpark figures. Big big upset at the U.S. Open. Five-time champion Jimmy Connors will not reach the semifinals for the first time in 13 years. Unknown Todd Witskin beat Jimbo in straight sets today. But ladies first, and we'll go with defending champion Hanna Mandlikova versus Elna Rainak of South Africa. Rainak long on match point, and Hanna moves on to round 4 with the victory. As does ladies number 2 seed Chris Evert-Lloyd. She's in the near court against Mary Jo Fernandez at the net. Chrissy taps in the winner, and she wins 6-2, 6-4. On the men's side of things, it's Boris Boom Boom Becker ousting Sergio Casal of Spain. Becker serving match point. Casal cannot return it, so it's Boris Becker on to round 4. But not so for Jimmy Connors. Jimmy is serving here to little-known Todd Witskin of Indiana, and this is in the second set. Witskin will come up with a shot that, watch what happens. Jimbo thinks this shot is out. He lets it go, but the call was good. He can't believe it, but it was that kind of day for Jimmy Connors, and he is gone after a 6-2, 6-4, 7-5 defeat. Tim Richmond won the rain-delayed Southern 500 NASCAR race down in South Carolina. And at the Escort 200 IndyCar race at Mid-Ohio, Jose Garza is somewhere inside that cloud of dust and flying metal. Garza crashed in this race. He suffered a broken leg, but it could have been much worse. Defending champion Bobby Rahal won this event for his 3rd win of the season. Estrapade was your winner in the 6th edition of the Arlington Million. And closer to home at the Big T, the 11th race trifecta saw a strong finish by the 3-horse. Look at him come on. Bandito Giuliano. Lindo Pial was second with Sparkulation, the show horse, and the 3A2 trifecta paying $4,422.90. And that is a look at sports for a Sunday night. News Center 8 will continue in a minute.
Contains no additives or preservatives. Purity you can see, quality you can taste.
Miller's made the American way.
Hi, I'm Ed Mullinex. The summer of '86 is coming to a close. So is the 1986 car season. If you've been waiting for the lowest prices, your wait is over if you shop this Labor Day weekend, east or west, at Mullinex Ford. There is nothing more American than Labor Day, so we're having our biggest sale of 1986. The hardworking Americans at Ford are building some of the best products in the world. You get a rebate from Ford, and we've got them on sale at Mullinex Ford, east or west.
If you live in the city, you can have cable TV right now for less than ordinary cable. Great movies and sports from Metro 10. Call today, 749-4466.
And that's our time for this report of News Center 8. Thanks for tuning in, and please stay with us for the continuation of the MDA Telethon. Mark and I will be taking over for Dick and Robin at 1:15 tomorrow morning, and we'll be on the air until 7:30 a.m. So stay tuned. It should be interesting and a lot of fun, as long as you call in with your pledges to fight muscular dystrophy. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for all of our news on News Center 8 at 6:30 after the telethon, and again at 11 o'clock. Until later, for Mark and Vince, I'm Sandy Lesko. Good night, everyone.
Hey gang, this is Big Chuck.
And Little John.
Come join us live and in person this Labor Day Monday in downtown Cleveland at Mall C for our annual MDA Fishbowl Collection.
Join the fun and help Jerry's kids win the battle against muscular dystrophy. That's Monday, Mall C. See you there.
Comes over to work with me a little bit at the shop. It's like a relaxation. With her having 4 or 5 children in wheelchairs, she deals with that every day, every night, no rest period. She has nobody to help her. The boys are wonderful. They dance, believe it or not, in wheelchairs. They play games. They love games. They like going to church. They love to go to church. They love to sing. On the radio, your body gets to rock.
We play basketball. That we like the most because it's easy for us to play. We don't have that many friends. That's why we want to play by ourselves, because many people don't like us in the wheelchair.
They love to go to church. They sing. draw. Been in a wheelchair since they were 4 or 5 years old. But by them having the MD, they be sick quite a bit with colds and dehydration. So I'll be at the hospital quite a bit with her. She has been in and out of hospitals, tests. She's had the worst ordeal of it I could ever think about. And to be that kind of a mother and to withstand it and keep a smile on her face is a miracle itself.
I think I would like to be a lawyer, because I keep telling my mama that.
When I think about what has happened to my family, I should get mad. But instead, I get very depressed sometimes, and I stay to myself and until I get out of the mood. But I know it gets frustrating because they want to work, and the oldest boy wants a job bad, but he'll never be able. The idea of knowing he'll never work or be able to go on a job to see how it feels to even get fired.
I might be a police, but some people think I can't be a police being in a wheelchair. But I think so.
My mom, she's a great lady. I don't know how she can take care of 6 kids, 6 boys and 1 girl. But I like my mama. She's a real tremendous lady. She take care of us real well.
If you have healthy, happy children, you got everything. That's the most important thing. If you have children, if they have the health and they can run and play, you should be happy and content.
Mrs. Miller and her family are, as you know, the reason we're all here. Please call the number you see on your screen and pledge whatever you can.
Now, as we make our way back to Jerry and more of the telethon, here to sing Down to the Wire, Buffalo Springfield Revisited.
Every time you touch her, set your hands on fire. And everything you've got is all that she requires. And you hang on, hang on, hang on to the words of a liar. You can feel it's getting down to the all the hurt you thought was gone has now returned. And everything she's laughing at is all you've learned. And you let go, let go, let go. 'Cause you know you're getting tired. You can feel it's getting down to the wire.
We're about to rejoin Jerry and more of the 1986 Muscular Dystrophy Telethon live from Las Vegas. Stand by, station, 10 seconds to go.
Live to the Full Love Network, coast to coast. It's the 1986 Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon. In this hour, you'll see Robert Wagner, Tony Orlando, and George Papar. Chairman of the Muscular Dystrophy Association, Mr. Jerry Lewis.
gentlemen, the early part of our program, when we went on the air, we did an exciting opening number with some wonderful dancers. The number was produced so that we could use that number as a background for billboarding all of the performers that will be on this program during the 22 hours. Well, these kids work awfully hard, and they're terrific. And when I saw them, I thought, you people should really see the way they do the number without all those names covering their dancing feet. So we're going to have them do the number again. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Michael Peters Dancers. Hit it! I can't tell you what a thrill it is to see what's up next. I'm supposed to do a song here now. Oh, yeah. Oh. Me?
Right.
Well.
Song follows heavy dancing.
Yes.
And lots of heavy breathing.
60-year-old breathing. Oh, yes. Maybe we can do it very slow. Very slow. Well, we're going to give it a shot. It's scheduled. Maybe I could sit.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Hold on to the podium for a minute and give me a timpani. And roll the pledge board. Look at this. Roll it.
It's waiting for me to dance again. Yeah! I don't know how you know. I know Sammy is at the Desert Inn right now, totally eating his heart out at me dancing that way. I mean, I know how shattered he is to think that I cut him, just like that. Okay, let's try it, please. Our 21st year. Maybe this time it's the right time. Maybe this time we'll see. Healthy children, happy children, just the way they should be. Everything you do helps to see them through. Finding out the how and why, knowing more each moment that goes by. You're the reason, and you're the answer, as you've been in the past. That's why this time it could happen. This time might be the last. All the odds are in our favor. Something's bound to give in. It's gotta happen. Happen sometime. Maybe this time. People caring and people sharing. While we're here, that is our theme. I repeat it, we will defeat it. That's my prayer, that's my dream. No more pain and no more sorrow. Keep those calls coming in. It's gotta happen. Happen sometime. Let's hope this time. Let's hope this time we will win. Thank you very much. And thank you to the wonderful Lil Mattis lyrics. Once again, citizens of Canada are participating in our Labor Day Telethon. We welcome them for their support in the fight against muscular dystrophy. Thank you, Canada, very, very much. Right now, Mr. Ed McMahon, ladies and gentlemen.
Jerry, representing another of the great AFL-CIO affiliated unions, one which has been involved in the fight against muscular dystrophy since the early 1950s. Let's welcome the president of the National Association of Letter Carriers, vice president of the AFL-CIO, and the board member of MDA, Vince Sombrato.
Hi, Vince. Let's welcome Vince Sombrato. These are the postal workers, and this is my crew. They're setting up a band, but the postal workers shouldn't be with the band. Vince is going to... Come with me, Vince. Yeah, right under the boom. Come on, gang. Hi, Vince.
Hi, Jer.
How are you?
I'm terrific. How about yourself? You're breathing?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're looking pretty good.
Yeah, why not?
We've been meeting like this for a long time, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Well, every year we've been, as many of the corporate members have been exceeding each year their previous year's contribution, and we've done that every year for the past 9 years. And I thought it's about time you start to meet some of the folks that are responsible for those activities. And so I'm privileged to bring a number of folks here. First, Don Ellenberg from Atlanta, Georgia.
Don, how are you?
Fine. Gloria Rush from Miami, Florida.
Nice to meet you. Hi, Gloria.
Bernard Saunier from Houma and Thibodeau, Louisiana.
Wait, hold a second. Bring the piano. Fellas, it's okay. Fellas, bring the piano. It's okay. Bring it. Vince, there's no room for the piano. Well, we're going to wait for the piano. Vince, excuse me 1 second. I tell you what, hold the piano there for a second. Hold the piano for a second. Why don't we move those stands and then we can bring the piano. We can't bring the piano? Okay. Who did I meet? Gloria? How are you? From Miami. Nice to see you, Gloria. Go ahead. And you're from?
Louisiana, Houma, Louisiana. Houma and Thibodeau, Louisiana.
Thibodeau, Louisiana? God damn, anyhow, don't tell me how to spend my money, man.
And Luis Guerrero from San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Hello, Luis. Nice to see you.
And Al Downs from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Al, glad to see you, too.
And no matter how you try to prevail on us, none of us are going to play the piano or sing any songs or even tap dance. But what we are going to do is do what we've done for the past 35 years, is be out there walking America's highways and byways, collecting money for your kids.
Thank you, Vince. God bless you, and thank you all for coming up. I appreciate it very much.
Wait a minute, before I go...
Oh, he forgot something.
So, listen, even if everybody forgets, as a first installment, here's a check for $500,000.
Thank you. Thank you, Vince. How about a hand for the Postal? This is the National Association of Letter Carriers. Thank you all very much. You can go that way, Vince. Thank you. Okay. And here's Casey Kasem.
Jerry, a special message now from our friends, Maxwell House Coffee Division of the General Foods Corporation.
Here's a summer camp where every kid's a winner.
That winning spirit is coming through in everything they do every day. They've got that winning way.
The Muscular Dystrophy Association sponsors these camps. Now you can help. For each Maxwell House coffee coupon you redeem through October, Maxwell House will donate $1 to the MDA, up to $500,000.
Share that winning spirit, they count on you.
Oh, hi. Oh, gee. How about that? Oh, son of a gun. Did you see that? Okay, we're all set. Now, oh, excuse me. Excuse me, is the piano on? We okay? Yeah, all right, excuse me. Yeah, I don't mind, thank you very much. Right now, I appreciate it. Just put that a little closer. I have some sound effects I'm going to be doing in a few minutes. Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, we go back to New York, and my dear friend Tony Orlando. Tony!
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Hello, Jared.
Can you hear this applause when I mentioned your name?
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Hey, Jared.
Yeah.
You are from Brooklyn, are you not?
You want me to be?
Where are you from? Where were you born in New York?
I was born in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Were you really?
No, I'm lying. Born in Newark, New Jersey, and there's a sign on the hospital where I was born that says 3 blocks to the Holland Tunnel. I was born in Newark, but I lived most of my early years in Brooklyn.
Where in Brooklyn?
Pitkin Avenue and Grafton Street.
Okay, because we just
I went to the Louis Pitkin Theater with a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich on Yom Kippur. Stuck up half of the theater for a week.
Well, you know, Brooklyn has given us Jerry Lewis, Sandy Koufax, Barbra Streisand, Nathan's Hot Dogs, and this man. Listen to the music. The year in which we celebrated the Statue of Liberty here in the harbor of New York City. Thanks to Neil Diamond for this one. Come on, everybody! Hands together, even in Vegas. Rhythm section. Burn! Hey! Get it! Far. We've been traveling far without a home, but not without a star. Free, only want to be free. We huddle close, hang on to a dream. On the boats and on the planes, they come into America, never looking back again. They come into America. Don't it seem so far away? Oh, we're traveling like today, in the eye of a storm, in the eye of a storm. Home.